On April 10, 2013, an experiment was performed in order to investigate the earthen components of the material being excavated from the Mentone pipeline trench. This video documents the various activities involved with this experiment. The Mentone pipeline extends for approximately 30,000 feet, with alignment as shown by the red line in this image. The experiment was conducted at approximate station 37 plus 29 and was performed to compare the actual trench constituents to those that were represented to exist by the Department of Water Resources for the entire pipeline alignment. The department's representations were developed from a very limited site investigation that consisted of only 3 test pits, TP1, TP2, and TP3, which were located approximately 11,000 feet south of station 37 plus 29. As shown in this image, the trench excavation is trapezoidal in nature, and the gray area surrounding the 72-inch pipe shown is the pipe zone material at issue in this experiment. The representations contained within the department's bidding documents led the contractor to reasonably conclude that the material excavated from the trench line could be processed on site so as to produce sufficient amounts of pipe zone material needed for backfill. As it turned out, the department's pipe zone material specification was too restrictive for the material actually encountered. This experiment was conducted in order to quantify the as-encountered material composition of the trench. In order to conduct this experiment, the contractor hired 2 dump trucks and weighed them when empty on certified scales. The trucks were then loaded with excavated trench material and then weighed when full. Each truck made 5 loaded round trips to the scale for a total of 10 loads. In total, the 10 loads of trench material equated to 155 tons, consisting of boulders, cobbles, gravel, sand, and fines. Upon return from the scale, the trucks dumped their loads in a specific area that had been previously cleaned and leveled so as to isolate the material from any other on-site material.
Oh, that's right. That's right. This is the 10th and final load.
After dumping on site, the material was then picked up by a loader and dumped over a grizzly where the 3-inch and larger material was screened off, leaving the 3-inch and smaller material to fall into a collection bin.
This is the big stuff after after probably 4 loads, because the rest of the 6 are over here. Okay, this is the last of the 10 trucks. This is the big stuff off the Grizzly. Minus that little bit. Then we got to process the material, the remaining material in the Grizzly.
The 3-inch minus material in the collection bin was then loaded into a processing machine that separated material into 3 distinct piles. The first was material that was greater than or equal to 3/4 inches but less than 3 inches in size. The second was a pile of sand and fines, and the third was gravel that was less than or equal to 3/4 inches in size. After processing all of the 3-inch minus material, only the 3/4 inch minus pile and the pile consisting of sand and fines could be used to produce the pipe zone material per the department's specifications. These piles were then loaded into the dump trucks, 3 loads of sand and fines and 1 load of 3/4 inch minus gravel, and subsequently weighed at the scale. Of the 155 tons of excavated trench material processed, only 54 tons of material could be used for the pipe zone material. In this still image, the 2 piles on the left are totally unusable, and the 2 piles on the right contain 47 tons of sand and fines, which is pile number 2, and only 7 tons of 3/4 inch minus, as shown in pile number 3. On April 29th, as a result of this experiment, a report was generated and submitted to the department showing that, as a function of the trench excavation sampled, only 4.75% of the 3/4 inch minus aggregate was available to produce the pipe zone material. The contractor requested a meeting with the department and its engineering staff at a time and place of its choosing so as to amicably resolve this issue on an engineering basis. In response to this request, the department scheduled a meeting at the job site on 5/8/13. However, in an inexplicable turn of events, the department refused to invite its engineering staff to this meeting, and the personnel that did attend could not or would not address the engineering issues involved with this problem. Though the department relaxed its pipe zone specification to a certain extent, it did so with unwarranted conditions attached. The contractor disputes the department's position on this matter and maintains its right to an equitable adjustment in both quantum and time.